Welcome to the episode 1 of the Major Podcast Season 3. My name is Venus.
And my name is North, and for today's episode, we are going to be talking about going through seasons of change.
Learn with us here on
The Major Podcast Season 3. Love.
Grabe, we are married for 1.5 years now. Almost 1.5 years now.
It has been.
Yeah.
Time flies so fast.
Yeah. And we've been adjusting on a lot of things. I mean, we're learning a lot of things, but at the same time, nag-a-adjust din tayo sa personalities ng isa't isa, nag-a-adjust tayo sa setup. So there are so many adjustments.
Plural. Because I remember that even in the beginning, it was so clear that we had so many things to adjust to.
Yeah.
And now here we are, and we have been through a lot.
Yeah, that's
I would
true.
say. So right now, we are going to be talking about going through seasons of change. And we know that change can be very scary, especially if we're doing it for the first time.
Correct.
Many things are still not natural. Many things are still not normal.
Yeah.
Right? And so for today's topic, we're going to be breaking it down into around three
major
parts. So, namely, the things we're going to be talking about are our personalities, adjusting to that, adjusting to family cultures, and adjusting to faith realities, if you could call it that.
Yeah.
Faith realities.
Yeah. If you're listening or if you're watching, siguro kung bago rin ho kayong kasal, you'll probably relate with the things that we will be talking about. Or if you're still single, ito yung realities na meron kapag ka nag-asawa ka. So let's begin with the first one.
Okay, so let's dive right into it. So first thing, we're going to be talking about personalities.
Yeah.
So love, my question for you for this first topic is, what was your first impression of me? And how does it compare now to the reality that you see?
Kala ko, introvert ka.
No, me, really. Introvert.
Yeah. I really thought you're an introvert person.
I wonder why.
No, because parang noon, bihira ka lang magsalita. Charot.
That was because that was because when I was around you, we didn't know each other well naman. We were acquaintances, right?
Yeah, we were friends. We had several conversations.
Yeah,
pero siguro because of the idea na parang there's always that parang barrier na I respect your your relationship during that time, and I was also in the ministry. So hindi talaga tayo yung parang intentionally getting to know each other, trying to get to know each other. But yeah, I guess one personality that I saw was now that we are married, I see the beauty of how you're being extroverted is actually a plus point. Why did I say that? The reason why I said that is because you're able to express yourself na parang pag may conflict tayo, pag merong hindi pagkakaintindihan, pag merong, pag nakikita mo na hindi, parang may something, alam mo yun, parang you don't hesitate to ask, and you also don't hesitate to parang share the thoughts and the feelings that you have. So, in a way, I am very much thankful to the Lord na ganyan yung personality mo, na you are expressive, you're not scared to share to me ano yung nangyayari talaga sa loob mo. Parang hindi ako nanghuhula. So, siguro kung introverted ka, baka manghuhula ako kung ano talaga yung iniisip mo, anong nararamdaman mo. So, to me, I am really, really thankful that you express yourself in the way that you're expressing it now.
Oh, well, that is a relief on my end. I mean, to know that you used to think of me as introvert, because again, we didn't know each other back then. It's a different time. Of course, busy mangguga kayo.
Ikaw po.
But that was really just really the result of where we were during that time. It was a different season, different time.
Yeah.
And I guess that it was it was easier for me to open up like that to you when we started to get to know each other na.
Yes.
So it now became, again, more natural.
Which I really appreciated, na parang hindi ka, because you were in a relationship during that time. And
yes, I was.
I really respect your way of handling your relationship before, na parang hindi ka yung klase ng lalaki na you're in a relationship and then you intentionally try to get to know other women, or, you're parang hovering around someone. Hindi ka ganon. Kaya parang kahit hindi kita kilala, from afar, hindi ko masyadong alam kung anong nangyayari sa heart mo, or hindi kita masyadong kilala as a person. Okay. Pero na-appreciate ko yung you respecting your relationship at that time. And that was like many, many years ago.
Oh, yeah. I do remember a time where I was very careful with that. Especially when, with other women or with other groups.
Yeah.
So I learned from that as well. I was surprised that there was no negative first impression you have about me, other than... Was there?
Mabait yung first impression ko sa'yo.
Mabait.
Mukha kang mabait.
Mukha mabait. My
mabait
face looks mabait. Does it?
I think you're parang likable, amiable, parang ganun.
To the viewers who are listening, if you know me and you've seen other sides of me and you have other impressions about me that are not nice, I am sorry. Sorry. I know because there are many people that I've met before that I might not have given off the right impression. And I admit that because I have a face,
We all have a face.
I
want to know, what was your first impression of me? And what's the reality now that we are husband and wife? Anong reality pala?
So parang first impressions, or like expectations versus reality, no? First impression, I thought that you were strict. Yes. Because obviously, you are Miss Universe. You are known, your default identity from outside people's perspectives is ikaw si Miss Universe. Diba? You've been on the world stage, you're known, easily recognizable. I mean, from the way you walk into a room, automatic, Venus na to. Okay. So, I had that first impression. You were very kind, in fairness naman. Because the first time I saw you, or I really got to parang interact with you, was through a church activity.
Yeah.
So, as far as first impressions go, it started off na I thought that you were strict. I thought you had that thing about you na, okay, you're doing your job, you're trying to be professional and all that stuff. But then, as I got to know you more, again, I saw this side of you that was very friendly manday ka. But I didn't see that at first. Nor did I even consider it. So I was looking at that now. You were friendly. You wanted to connect. You were so open in sharing your story. Imong testimony. You're very open in sharing your testimony. And that all the more made me appreciate na, okay, someone like her who is so grounded, parang so connected with the realities of life, na you're able to connect it with those people ba, who you talk to.
Yeah.
Whether it's from Manila or you're here in Dipolog. And that just made me appreciate you more, honestly. Yeah. So that's one of the things I noticed. And maybe another thing that really left an impression on me is how you care for your friends, which I obviously saw. You're very caring. And that made me look at you in a different way. And the first impression I had before na, oy, strict ni siya. Busy ka niya, di ra ko mo disturbo, stuff like that. Yeah, that went away very quickly.
Yeah. Praise God.
Praise God for that.
Yeah. Okay, let's go to the second one.
All right. So personality aside, we know that it goes far deeper than that. When you're adjusting not just to the person, but to the family that you're exposed to. It can bring out a lot of interesting, circumstances. You find yourself in situations now, oops, I don't know how to deal with this. What is this? So now we move on from personality to family cultures.
Yeah.
And maybe to the viewers, this is also something you can relate to when you're adjusting to other family cultures that you're not used to.
Yeah.
It can be very challenging.
Yeah.
And that's what we also experience, no?
Yeah.
So, Love, go ahead.
Siguro, I'll ask you first, Love. What are the best practices when it comes to family culture that you have seen in my family and that you also want to apply in our own family?
All right. So, best practices, I would say one of the best practices I first saw in your family was you were not an angry family. Sakto ba?
Yeah.
You were not the type of family that was explosive. But you did talk.
Yeah.
You did talk. You just had your own way of, addressing concerns.
Yeah.
Again, that's not what I'm used to. Wala ko na anad-ana. So immediately that was like, this is not natural.
Yeah.
This is not, you shouldn't keep quiet. You should like really express. Dapat ipagawas gyud. Like, by the way, sorry, for those of you who are listening or seeing us for the first time, just a disclaimer, you might hear Bisaya from time to time. So
it's okay.
We'll add in some subtitles there later on, so that you guys can understand. So going back,
yeah,
you were not explosive. You used your words for the most part. You did use your words, and that you were very lambing. Oh, I love that. That part where you were so lambing, and then you just, again, going back to the personality where I saw you, how you took care of your friends and your family, how you supported your family, that selflessness that I saw, and seeing that now in your family as well. Again, my heart just melted just to really see something so different, but also very real. And I'm like, yeah, this is possible.
Yeah,
this is possible, especially if you're used to it, which I was not at that time. So that's one thing I would consider.
Yeah,
just having that very mellow and controlled emotion when it comes to communicating, no?
That's really nice.
Ako na experience ni mo. I really appreciated that.
Yeah, yeah.
So how about me? How about the cultures that you saw in our family?
Yeah.
What were the things that you noticed that were good?
I've seen a lot of good things.
Praise God.
Yeah. But before I answer that,
okay,
we will pause for a quick break. When we return, I'll answer that question. This podcast is brought to you by MX3. Dito ako bilib.
Araw-araw, iba't ibang mga bagay na dapat pagtagumpayan. Ang subok kong partner ay MX3 Capsule. Research-based na tested and proven. Helps avoid pain discomfort. Iwas-iwas sa sakit. Kailangan lang na long-term ang pag-inom 2 capsules araw-araw. Kasabay ng proper diet and exercise. I am able to make it with the right partner. MX3, dito ako bilib!
Mahalagang paalala, ang MX3 capsule ay hindi gamot at hindi dapat gamiting panggamot sa anumang uri ng sakit.
And we are back. So, Love, a while ago I was asking you about best practices, about the culture that you saw in our family.
Yeah.
So I want to bring us back to that. So what were the things that you saw?
Yeah, a lot of good things. Actually, one of the things that I really appreciate in this family is the way that you're not scared to talk to each other, that you are a family who express yourselves and you're not afraid of conflict in the family. I guess, yun nga, sinabi mo kanina na parang, your family can be quiet and all that. Those are good things. Pero I guess there are also times that we need to speak up. There are also times that we need to talk about, certain things na kailangang pag-usapan. Kasi sa amin naman, although you've seen it in a positive way, pero ang negative side naman nun is dahil hindi kami nag-uusap masyado.
Right.
The tendency is pag may conflict, hindi na lang pag-uusapan. So I really like the moments that we would talk to each other. Like pag nagla-lunch or like breakfast, let's say brunch at 10 a.m. na natatapos ng 2:00. Yung mga ganon. Just because we talk to each other, just because we are able to express to each other ano yung mga bagay na kailangan pag-usapan. And the conversation can go in many different ways. It could be about the business, it could be about your personal life, it could be about the ministry, it could be about schedule, anong kailangang iset na schedule.
Anything and everything under the sun.
Yeah. And the first time that I've heard of the words family meeting, I was like,
family meeting.
Nagmi-meeting pala ang family?
Well, I mean, if you consider that, I mean, long talks really just spring up from time to time. Now, morag mo consider na lang og meeting.
Which is really good. And I think that's one of the things that I want us to also apply in our own families. Even as early as ilang taon ng mga bata, let's say 4 years old, 5 years old, sanay na sila na merong family meeting. Yung tipong, okay, we will sit down, we will talk about your day, we'll talk about, things about whatever, schedule at 4 years old. But
start them young, right?
Yeah.
Start them young para maanad sila.
It would be so nice to, you're in your words, maanad pa nga na ay conversations in the family.
Yeah. In English, it means like so they get used to it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. So I guess that's the primary thing that I really want us to continue and apply when the Lord gives us our own children.
In God's time. But I just want us to backtrack quickly. I find it interesting because you mentioned that, I was complimenting on the best practices on how you guys were quiet, you were mellow with your words, parang ganun. You were not explosive. But you acknowledge that it also comes of fault.
Yeah.
That type of culture as well, that, you acknowledge na, okay, it's positive.
Yeah.
Pero it also has its negative.
Yeah.
In the same sense na our family also, the culture of being open to discuss and communicate so many things, even to be frank in expressing one's opinions, is both good, but there are also times where it's bad. And I also fully acknowledge that because, as good as it may seem on the outside, there are days where it isn't, what's the word? It's not executed the right way.
Correct. Yeah.
So especially if you communicate out of anger. Diba? Syempre, you accidentally say things out of your anger. That is not good. So I guess for our viewers who are listening and who are watching, you can look at one thing positively, but also having that full awareness that it can also become a negative thing if it's dragged onto an extreme extent.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah. Nung una medyo para akong nag-aaway na ba sila? Bakit parang intense na ang usapan? Mga ganon.
We're just saying good morning. Good morning lang.
Away na po ba ito? Pero hindi naman pala. So, nasanay ako.
Yeah.
Na ganon. And maybe ngayon parang nakukuha ko na yung ways ko. Akala ng kaibigan ko, galit ka ba sa akin? Hindi ako
I'm
just expressing myself.
Actually, nanara mga Bisaya. We're very passionate in our words.
Yeah, which I really like. All right, okay. So we're done with adjusting to personalities, and then the second one is adjusting to family culture.
Okay.
And then the third one and the last one is
when it comes to spiritual realities or our individual spirituality. Yeah, I like this part. I think this is the most important out of the three. Out of the three so far, this is I think the most significant because it hits really the heart posture.
Yes.
So, when it comes to spirituality, what are the things that you adjusted to when we first started in this marriage journey?
A lot of things actually.
Okay.
Siguro simulan ko sa bilang single ako ng 8 taon. So
8 years.
Doon pa lang sanay ako na, when I do my quiet time, kahit 2 oras, kahit kakanta muna ako ng 5 songs, parang isang set ng worship sa church.
3 songs, you have to set the mood.
3 to 5, ganun. 30 minutes na worship time. And I because I really like to worship, and it sets my heart and the posture not only of my heart but also of my mind in worshiping the Lord. So ganon, dati pag mag-worship ako, mahabang songs, and then pagkatapos niyan, kunin ko yung journal ko, magsusulat ako ng mga bagay-bagay na nararamdaman ko. Pagkatapos niyan, usap kami ni Lord, ganito, ganyan. Pagkatapos niyan, I will read my Bible, like several chapters. So kumbaga parang walang rush.
There's no rush.
Kasi if, let's say, may trabaho ko sa araw na yan, or kung wala man akong, let's say may trabaho ko sa isang week, isang araw, and then the rest of the week, wala akong work, then that's going to be like ministry work.
Okay.
So, ganon, parang nasanay ako to take my time when it comes to worshiping and spending time with the Lord. Another thing that I had to adjust to is, syempre, dahil mag-isa ako sa bahay noon, ako lang to. Ako lang. Wala akong iniisip na kailangan ko na magluto, mag-aalmusal ng asawa ko. Walang ganon. But of course, now that we are married, I have to be mindful of the time. If I want to have a longer time with the Lord, I have to wake up extra early or a little bit earlier so that, I can have a longer time worshiping God. But also be mindful na kailangan may breakfast na ng ganitong oras. Sometimes ako nagluluto, sometimes ikaw.
Yeah.
Pag alam mo na, pag medyo pagod and may dysmenorrhea. But another thing that I had to adjust to, and also, it's not negative. It's something that now I see the importance of it. I remember I had a friend who told me, she's a pastor wife, and they were sort of my mentors, and you know them. They also mentored us.
Shout out pala sa mga mentors namin.
Hello po.
Hi. Kuya, ate, hello.
Parang sabi ni ate, when you get married, you will have your border will be expanded. So,
how did you understand that?
In the beginning, I was like, does that mean lilipat ako ng province, lilipat ako ng location where actually, totoo naman, lumipat naman talaga ako ng
physically speaking.
Yeah. But then actually what she meant was, hindi na lang singles or hindi na lang youth yung pwedeng gamitin tayo ni Lord to minister to. Because now, as married couples, we are already ministering to young couples as well. We are handling small group who are composed of married young couples who are married, and then the Lord is now also using us in speaking in different couples retreats or hosting couples retreats.
Now that you mention it, it's really a lot. Like it's like for us to come from that point where it's just singles and just being members under our discipleship group, and to now doing these sorts of engagements. So,
and what I really appreciate from the adjustments that we had to do is, ngayon hindi na lang ako mag-isa sa journey ko. And I know that our faith journey can also be our individual journeys with the Lord. That's also true. Pero na-appreciate ko din yung God has brought someone in my life so that in times of weakness, in times that I cannot lift myself up on my own, there's someone to pray for me and with me. There's someone to intercede for me. And there's someone to, parang ginagamit talaga ni Lord tong marriage na to for our own growth and even for sanctification. Doon ko nakikita na, grabe no, ang dami ko pa palang character flaws na kailangang ayusin ng Panginoon. And maybe that can be another topic for another episode.
Can be, but just a quick question. How do all these things now? You just mentioned about ministry. You just mentioned about engagements, speaking, our mentors. You mentioned about physical borders. Do any of these, or has any of these things at some point in time became a hindrance to you in the things that you were expecting that you would experience at this point in our marriage? Did it become like, ay, naging problema ba to? At some point, did this become like a challenge? Like, okay, how do we get over this? Parang ganon. Do you experience something like that?
Honestly, in the beginning, because we had to adjust to married life.
Yeah.
In the beginning, I was asking God, and I was really praying to God. I was like, Lord, am I slowing down in serving you? Am I slowing down just because I'm now married? And you know what really helped me? We had one of our ninangs, Tita Diona. I spoke to her and told her about the things that I was feeling, and she said, V, that's not slowing down. Well, it could be slowing down, but that's not stepping down. She said that she has also experienced something like this when she just got married, and she asked the Lord. She was like, Lord, am I stepping down? But then the answer that she got from the Lord was, no, you're not stepping down. In fact, you are stepping up, because now you are a wife, and that's also a ministry. That's also one way to serve me, and how you will be the wife that I want you to be for your husband. And now you're also a mother, and that's not an easy thing to,
no, it's not.
to be. So
a lot of adjustments there.
Yeah. So dun ko nakita na, oo nga no, Lord, I'm not stepping down. Maybe I'm slowing down in some areas, but now that we're 1.5 years, almost 1.5 years in the marriage, I see na adjustment lang pala talaga yung season sa unahan. Pero ngayon nakikita ko na, grabe, ang galing ni Lord how He's using both of us, and how there are still so many things that we can do as husband and wife.
Yeah, I totally agree with that. I also remember, I think it was one of our mentors who also mentioned that when it comes to marriage, the common expression would be to settle down. I don't know if you remember this.
I do.
If it was like this change of words. Instead of settle down, one of our mentors said, "You're not settling down. You're striving up."
Yeah.
And that really changed my perspective on things. Like, no. You could see it that way.
Yeah.
It's not just settling down, but striving up, because, like you said, becoming a mother, and becoming a wife. It's something that really is, what God has designed for you, and it requires a lot of adjustments. Again, new season, new place, everything. So I just remember that.
Yeah. How about you, Love? What are the adjustments that you have to do or had to do now that you are married when it comes to your spiritual life?
Wow. Okay. First, I'm less angry.
Praise God.
less angry. I thought kalmado ko before, pero did I? I thought I was mellow. I thought I was chill before, but turns out I had issues with anger. But praise God that right now it's a lot better now.
Yeah.
In terms of control. Anyway, just a quick answer. When it came to my quiet time, I used to not do it. I used to not do it because I had no one else keeping me accountable.
Oh, how about your mentors?
Well,
Well, it's so easy to say, okay na po, tapos na po, nagbasa na ako ng Bible, pero hindi mo pala.
Yeah. My understanding, for me before, even though I was a Christian, casual Christian, it was just a to-do list. Wake up, read a book, read a verse or a chapter or whatever, and just go about your day. Pero nothing ever really stayed. When we got married, it changed, because now, like, God just changed my perspective and my mental view on this. It's like, North, you're now responsible for shepherding this woman. Like, I'm putting her under your care. How are you gonna take care of her? So spiritually, that just gave me the push that I needed to really be intentional with reading my Bible, and not just reading it, but taking the time to meditate and just learn about it, and to even share it to others and apply. Application is really nothing I read would be worth reading if I didn't apply it. Correct. So that's really the thing. Application is key. Another thing is having that mental perspective or change of perspective. Na it's not just you anymore. There's someone under your care. So how do you act as a man? Spiritually speaking, how do you conduct yourself? Is your attitude Christ-like. Like, how do you express love in the right way? How do you voice out your opinions? When you're angry, how do you control them? So God has been dealing with a lot of those things in my heart, and praise God, He's pruned out a lot of these things from my heart.
Yeah.
And I can honestly say it's been a wonderful journey. So,
well, there's a way long. There's a, how do you say that?
There's still a long way to go.
Yes.
In terms of discussing the things that we've been learning so far. One episode is not enough, honestly.
It's not enough. But that's it for our first episode for season 3. To our avid listeners and viewers for the first season and then the second season, thank you so very much for watching and for being with us for the third season.
And we would also like to thank our podcast sponsor, MX3.
Thank you very much, MX3. Once again, this is the Major Podcast with North
and Venus. Till the next episode of the Major Podcast Season 3. See you guys.